Prescription drug prices are rising at nearly 10 times the rate of inflation.
We'll tell you which medication is seeing the highest spike. Marla?
A health survey to finding out if Bayshore High School is the culprit behind a cancer cluster for former students who attended the school. We have a live report straight ahead.
And batter up, it's officially baseball season. The Tampa Bay Rays are kicking off their home opener later today. Those stories plus your baseball forecast. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
The Rays are expecting 72 degrees and clear inside the building today.
Inside the Trop.
Right. I guess baseball forecast means when you drive to the indoor stadium.
That's exactly what I meant. I meant what the parking lot forecast is.
The good news is the Rays are sold out today.
They are sold out every year this time.
The first game goes great. After that,
yeah.
Good morning, John Scalzi.
Good morning to you. And I understand that the official parking lots of the Rays only take credit cards now, no cash.
Yes, that is true, yeah.
So make sure that you have your credit cards
Really?
handy.
Wow.
Always make sure you have your credit cards handy. Rain showers back to the west. In fact, strong rain showers in progress there. A lot of cloud cover as well. All of that inching closer to the state of Florida. It's taken days for it to arrive, but it will. And it will bring with it a chance of rainfall this weekend. We'll be detailing that in just a few minutes. Titan radar today, though, quiet. No rain in the forecast today. Those showers and thunderstorms producing some big thunder boomers now in parts of Texas. Houston will see airport delays, as will New Orleans a little bit later on in the day. Also parts of Nashville and probably Kentucky as well. We'll see some slowdowns at their airports. As far as our temperatures go, they're mild today compared to yesterday, about 4 degrees to 5 degrees warmer. We'll top it out today about the same as yesterday, coming in at around 81. Forecast in a minute.
Again soon, John. Thank you. A little blip there on the screen, way up high in the northern section of Manatee County. You see that at the very tip of your screen there, heading southbound on 41. Let's check farther south now, the upper half of Sarasota County. Only blips you see there are around the 301-41 split there in front of the Publix on Mound. Otherwise all clear. Checking farther south now, our last maps will show nothing much to speak of. Spring break really brings a lighter load of traffic. Also, it is 6 o'clock in the morning. 6:02 right now on this Thursday.
Well, the deadline is tomorrow to help solve what many call a medical mystery.
Some say tainted soil around the former Bayshore High School has caused a spike in cancer cases. Marla Spence is live there with details of tomorrow's deadline. Marla?
Good morning, guys. Imagine walking the halls of this high school only to walk out and years later find out that you have cancer. Well, this is what alumni say happened to them and their fellow classmates. Since December 1st, the Manatee County Health Department has been taking surveys from former students who say they fell victim to cancer from contaminated soil. We spoke to a former student who's spearheaded a Facebook page that's full of concerns over whether the school caused a cancer cluster. She tells us she has knowledge of almost 400 cancer and autoimmune disease cases.
My sister's class of 1979, there's 4 leukemias. 3 of those have passed away. And we've recently learned of 3 Lou Gehrig's disease from the exact same class. 2 of those are deceased. And Lou Gehrig's disease, as you know, is extremely rare, just like the leukemias are. And all of these are from the class of 1979, which had a graduating class of approximately 260.
According to the Manatee County Health Department's website, it states that there is no evidence that Bayshore High School is the source of any disease clusters. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to be telling you more on this survey and how many hours you have left, which is 48, to submit that survey and what you can do to get that survey in enough time for this medical mystery. Reporting live in Bradenton, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you for the latest on this story and breaking news and the forecast. Check out our new app. You can find it in the App Store under My Suncoast or under WWSB.
Jury selection continues in the trial of a Venice man charged with murdering 2 people. This is the 3rd trial for John Allen Lee. Now, he's accused of murdering Tracy Nabergal and Jason Salter back in 2011. His first trial ended in a mistrial because jurors were found talking about the case. After a second trial, a judge again granted a mistrial because of possible evidence tampering. Now, this is Lee's third trial. The state is seeking the death penalty.
A spike in boat thefts is prompting Longboat Key Police to remind boaters to take precautions. In the past 3 weeks, there were thefts in Pinellas and Charlotte counties, in fact 9 total. Most of these stolen boat parts are never recovered. Longboat Keys Police Chief Pete Cummings says stealing boat engines is big business these days.
So what I like to do is get the word out to my community. We have a lot of boats out here. We've got a lot of boat owners, and we're surrounded by water. We're an island.
So police suggest taking photographs of your expensive equipment and also attaching a GPS monitor to your boat as a precaution.
Well done, Florida. The state's organ donor registry has set a new record. More than 10 million in our state have signed up to donate their organs and tissue. Donate Florida says the state's registry is now the third largest in the country. 95% of the state's donors have now come through people getting and renewing their driver's licenses. But more donors are needed. Roughly 115,000 people are still on the National Organ Transplant waiting list.
Not very good news at the pharmacy. Prescription drug prices are rising at nearly 10 times the rate of inflation. The highest spike involves a chest pain reliever. It jumped 477%. That's tough for those on fixed incomes. By law, Medicare is not allowed to directly negotiate any drug prices.
Today, the Humane Society of Sarasota is hosting its 12th annual Paws on the Catwalk luncheon. That event's going to kick off this morning around 10:30 at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota. It's a fashion show, a live auction, some entertainment. The best part, all the proceeds will benefit the Humane Society of Sarasota County.
Spring training is now over and the regular season begins today. Happening today, the Rays begin a 4-game series with the visiting Boston Red Sox. First pitch 4:10 at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Rays fans will get a 20th anniversary cowbell while supplies last. A few minutes ago, the Rays tweeted a picture. It's a throwback from 1998. The Rays' first opening day in 98.
Cool.
Look at that.
Very cool. And Chris Archer, he's taking the mound today. He's starting pitcher today.
Not sure how long we'll be in that stadium. They want to move it to Ybor City.
Yes, yeah.
And I first moved to the Bay Area in '87 when they just built the Suncoast Dome. That's what it used to be called.
Oh, is that what he's before the Trop?
And they built it before there was a team.
Okay.
They thought it was the old field.
Was it like Field of Dreams?
Build it and they will come. And it took about 10 years till they got the Rays. They tried to get the White Sox, a number of different scenarios, but in the end, they got the expansion franchise.
They will come, and now they will move.
That's true, to Ybor City. Still ahead, latest and first alert traffic, and
we're going to hear from relationship experts on just why spring break season might also be breakup season. We'll have more on that when we come back.
There's a nice event later on this morning on this National Vietnam Veterans Day. We've got a live picture right now from the National Cemetery out at Clark Road. Very pretty shot there. How will the forecast be this morning, John Scalzi?
Yeah, it looks good this morning. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. But we are watching a frontal boundary approaching our area that promises some small chance of a weekend rain. In fact, this is the Severe Storm Prediction Center's outlook for Sunday. And we have this area shaded here that shows just standard thunderstorms, nothing severe. And that chance pretty minimal as well. I'd put it at less than 20%. We'll have the complete weekend forecast for you coming up in a few.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
ABC 7 is gearing up for this year's JDRF One Walk on Saturday, April 7th at Nathan Benderson Park, and we'd love for you to join us. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Matter, and this is my friend Emma Bella, who lives with type 1 diabetes.
The JDRF One Walk helps raise awareness and funds for kids with type 1 diabetes, and it's fun too.
Walk with us and make a difference.
And help kids like us.
For more information, visit walk.jdrf.org.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 61-degree air temperature under fairly clear skies out there. We have a dew point that's a little bit lower too, or a little bit higher, I should say, making the temperature a little bit warmer this morning. It's coming in at 58 degrees currently. The dew point, yesterday's dew point was lower at about 55 or so. So you'll notice the little extra humidity in the air this morning. East-southeast wind coming in about 9. It'll be kind of breezy again today. We're looking at temperatures across the entire region that are generally hanging in the 60s. They range from 62 in Wauchula, 61 in Punta Gorda, 63 in Arcadia, all the way up to 67 degrees at Longboat Key, 65 in Venice, and Inglewood, 63 in Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 64. That's about a 4 to 5 degree increase in temperature over 24 hours from this time yesterday. So definitely a warmer start to the day. As we head into the afternoon, our temperatures will continue to rise under the influence of the sunshine and a southerly wind flow, boosting our temperature by 12 noon with sunny skies up to about 76. And then we'll top it out today at around 81 degrees by 3 p.m. or so, and then trail off into the 70s around sunset time, mid-70s or so. I think we'll probably be a little bit warmer this evening than we were yesterday evening, simply because our dew points are a little bit higher. And that moisture in the air helps to retain the heat a little bit more effectively. So across the state, things are quiet. Radar not picking up a drop of rain falling anywhere. It is a very, very tranquil start to the day. As we head into the afternoon, I don't think you'll notice much difference, except that we may pick up a little extra cloud cover and we'll see the wind speeds tick up just a little bit. Humidity will also rise thanks to that southerly wind flow. Lots of green on this map. What does this mean? Well, these are areas where there are advisories or warnings or watches up for rivers flooding, for some urban flooding due to heavy rainfall, and that will be the case throughout the day today. Right now, there's some pretty heavy rainfall falling in Texas and parts of Louisiana. This is a storm system that we've been following for days now. It's a very slow-moving storm system, and it'll inch closer to us by the time we get to the weekend. Now, the thing is, the energy with this system, where the low is located, that treks off to the north and to the east. So the trailing cold front, by the time it reaches us, has just a really thin, broken line of showers. It's not a big deal, but the thing is, it doesn't just pass by the state of Florida, sink to the south, and exit. It hangs around. It comes into the state and stalls out, and then when that happens, we're in for several days of small rain chances. Nothing large, no severe weather whatsoever, but the rain chance will linger Friday night into Saturday, and then probably again Sunday during maximum heating. So breezy today and mild, humidity rising, and then that shower chances start Friday. I don't want to imply this is going to be an all-day rainfall event. It will not. The total rainfall amounts are going to be very small, so we're really not too terribly worried about that. But we could use a little bit of rainfall, and I don't think it'll be enough to spoil the holiday weekend. South wind coming in about 15, increasing to 10, and the forecast looks like this. For today, we'll look for a daytime high that tops out about 81. Tomorrow, about the same. 20% chance of showers as we head into Friday. 81, the high temperature again tomorrow. A little extra cloud cover around perhaps. And then as we head into Saturday, maybe slightly cooler temperatures. Rain chance about the same Saturday morning, clearing out Saturday afternoon. Sunday, we'll put in that chance of an afternoon shower followed by a couple of days of drier, clearer, sunnier skies. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside. Your first alert traffic this morning. Definitely starting to see a little bit more red on this map right there on the Green Bridge as you head into Bradenton. Those roads are starting to get a little more congested around this time in the morning. 301 and State Road 70. Those are some hot spots we're starting to see right now. Pretty typical for around this time of the morning. If you're heading into Sarasota County, those roads are actually looking pretty decent. Right there on Fruitville Road, you're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown, and Bee Ridge Road as well. A little bit of a slowdown there too. If you're heading farther south in the area, those roads are still looking pretty clear this morning, and a little bit farther south in the area, it's all clear there as well. 616 with your first alert traffic.
Well, spring break usually means vacations, beaches, relaxing.
But according to relationship therapist Jeff and Poppy Spencer, spring break often means breakup season. Joining us now in studio is Jeff and Poppy with more on this phenomenon. Good morning, guys. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for being here, Stephanie Ray.
Seems kind of backwards that spring break can often lead to some issues within the household. How is that true?
Well, we are big preventative specialists, and we like to say that people should make a re-entry plan as they come back into home from spring break, or even if it's a staycation, that they do something to bring some structure back to the family unit.
You know, the vacation itself might have been very stressful. We were over at the beach with our grandkids just recently. We got there early. We knew to get there early. As we drove away, it was a huge, just a big mess. People trying to find parking spots, just get to the beach.
Right,
and
it causes that stress
it
in your
could be horribly
relationship
stressful.
and arguing.
This great idea of going to the beach was a complete disaster. Right.
All right, I can see that. Well, you guys have 3 good tips to maintaining and keeping a healthy relationship among your family and yourself with your spouse.
Right. So the first tip would be to plan at least a minimum of a 1-hour family meeting. So it's really important that you come together as a unit when you re-enter the family.
It's a debrief, kind of getting everybody's opinions. Did it go well? What didn't go well? What could we do differently on our vacations? Because people all have different opinions. What's the right thing to do? And
it's good for kids to feel like they've got an input into the family dynamic as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone gets a voice.
Second tip?
Well, the second tip is to what was our second tip?
It's weekend surprise.
The weekend surprise.
Right.
It's really important that first weekend that you come back that you plan something. And the only investment could be just your imagination. You don't have to spend a lot of money, especially if you've been what we call Disneyed and spent the family farm on a trip, and you don't want to spend any money. So the important thing is to have an inning, IN-ING, or an outing. And it can be for a hike, a walk, a bike ride, or it even could be, you know, get the whole family together and make a slideshow.
It's something to look forward to make the re-entry just a fun thing. You don't have to say, oh, it's going to be a whole nother year before we do anything ever fun again. You
Kids
know?
get used to staying in your room and watching TV.
Your final tip?
Wednesday wisdom.
Oh, this is really important. Jeff especially loves this one. The Wednesday after you return, if you return on a Sunday or a Monday, the Wednesday night, the couple or the parents should have a Wednesday night date. It can be inside, but it's a 1-hour reconnection time. And each of you write down 5 things that you like or don't like that you would do different goals for the both of you.
I like this one, kind of a vacation decompression. This is really good. Some great advice. Thank you guys both.
One word answer. Biggest tip for relationships is?
Communication.
Yes. Fair
we
enough.
love that.
All right, Jeff and Poppy Spencer, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Great to be here. 6:19. Still head on Good Morning Suncoast.
A Florida father paddleboarding in the ocean vanished the same day he was due in court. We have more on that mystery. Plus, Marla?
Alumni of Bayshore High School who've been diagnosed with cancer have less than 48 hours to submit a survey to the health department. I have a live report straight ahead.
And thank you, Marla. Here's a peek outside at a pretty shot of the downtown skyline as we pull out there from our tower camera. Very nice day shaping up right now. Should see a high close to 81 degrees. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration. Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
And this is a live picture from Flushing Meadows in New York. This is Citi Field, opened in 2009. That's where the New York Metropolitans play.
That's right. Now, they lost only one time on back-to-back opening days, just once, 1999 and 2000.
Oh, that's some real trivia
Yeah,
there.
got a lot of Mets trivia when you just Google that.
And the Rays open today, by the way, once again,
That's right.
at home against the Red Sox in St. Petersburg. The game is sold out. The rest of the games are not sold out. 6:23 right now.
In consumer news, a new survey says that wedding guests are spending more than ever when it's not even their wedding. The survey says being in a wedding party can cost on average about $728. Now, if you're close family or friends with a couple, you can plan to spend just over $600. Even if they are part of your distant family, this survey finds you'll still spend almost $400 on that wedding.
And that includes everything from attending the wedding, the gift, attire, as well as attending bachelorette and bachelor parties and wedding showers.
All right, some wedding experts advise using points to travel if you can. Sign up for a new credit card that has a great introductory bonus and get you more points, so maybe you can make your stay at least free. Also, the best advice is knowing just when to say no, people.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
busy.
I am a big believer in doing what you want to do,
right?
Not just what you're supposed to do sometimes.
I have to work that day of that wedding.
Love to hear from you on Facebook. We've got our respective pages up on the screen for you there. It's mine's Ray Collins, ABC 7. Yours
That's
is
right. Stephanie Webb, ABC 7 as well. And then John Scalzi as well.
I've got a picture on there that was shared 1,000 times for 100,000 hits.
I love that.
So check out that page and you'll see a giant cruise ship going under the Sunshine Skyway.
It literally looks Photoshop. It's so shocking to see this thing, but it does make sense now. You finally know how they get under there.
Yeah, 6:25 right now.
Well, a search is underway here in Florida for a father who was last seen paddleboarding in the ocean. Now, he seemed to just vanish, but coincidentally, it was the same day that he was due to appear in court to face charges that say he owes more than $500,000 in child support.
Now the plot thickens. ABC's Victor Oquendo has details of this disappearance.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Florida police are asking for the public's help searching for missing father of two, Constantine Theo Harris. Family of the 52-year-old clinging to this grainy surveillance video they believe shows him paddleboarding behind his parents' home in Fort Lauderdale more than a week ago, the last time anyone saw him.
When you find his dive bag back here with his, wallet, telephone, keys, all that here, something was way off.
Theo Harris has been in a bitter custody battle with his ex-wife and was scheduled to be in court the same morning he disappeared. Now, even those closest to the highly skilled diver are asking, did something terrible happen to him, or did he disappear on purpose? His brother is just desperate to know what happened in the moments after this video.
I'm gonna keep his watch on until we find him.
And we'll have the latest on the search coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami Beach.
You know what they say about the early bird? He gets the best deal on the perfect hotel by using TripAdvisor. That's because TripAdvisor lets you start your trip on the right foot by comparing prices from over 200 booking sites to find the right hotel for you at the lowest price, saving you up to 30%. You'll be bathing in savings. TripAdvisor. Check the latest reviews and lowest prices.
Olay Ultra Moisture Body Wash gives skin the moisture it needs and keeps it there longer. With lock-in moisture technology, skin is petal smooth. After all, a cleanser's just a cleanser, unless it's Olay.
How clean do you feel after going to the bathroom? Let's ask the experts.
I feel as clean as a shimmering mermaid.
That's because only Cottonelle has clean ripple texture designed to clean better. How Cottonelle do you feel?
Car experts and customers agree. There's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $239 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny Be Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Coming up this morning on Good Morning Suncoast, solar jobs are looking bright here in the Sunshine State. We'll tell you about the spike right here on Suncoast.
Plus, the unexpected health benefits of fruit wines. You don't want to miss those tips. And Marla?
A survey to finding out if Bayshore High School is the culprit behind a cancer cluster. We're telling you straight ahead more on this story. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Welcome back, or welcome to Good Morning Suncoast. It is Thursday, March 29th. I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, I'm Ray Collins. Opening day of the baseball season. Rays host the Red Sox today at 4:10 in St. Petersburg. But first, local forecast. Here he is, folks, the great Scalzini. There he is, folks. That was his name as a magician.
He's actually even more magical in person. Let me tell you, folks.
Hopefully a lot more magical than that, right? Yeah. Hey, we got some cloud cover on the maps. I'm sure your eye is immediately drawn to this line of showers back to the west. That's a frontal boundary that will be approaching our area over the weekend and bringing us a chance of some showers. But not today. Today will look good. We're looking at radar right now across the state, and we don't see anything going on. In fact, it's going to be a dry day today and for most of tomorrow as well, I think, although the rain chances do start tomorrow because this line of showers back to the west is approaching. Now, it's going to fall apart by the time it gets here, but still, we'll have to introduce those rain chances really straight through the weekend, it looks like. We're looking at temperatures across the region that are a little bit warmer than they were 24 hours ago, and humidity just a little bit higher as well, so it feels slightly more humid out there. I think the daytime high will be similar to yesterday. In fact, not much changes in today's forecast, except the wind speeds will be up just a little bit, and we'll have a little higher humidity. That weekend forecast for you in just a sec. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. First off, in Manatee County, we do see an issue there at State Road 64 and I-75. If we click on that, we might learn more about the situation there. We'll find out that it is a partially blocked situation there at State Road 64 and K Road. Otherwise, the usual delays there building up there on the Green Bridge from Palmetto into downtown Bradenton. Checking the northern half of Sarasota County, we'll find out that there's a little blip there on Bee Ridge Road in the eastbound lane around McIntosh to be aware of. And then our final map to the south, we'll find out there is all clear at 6:33 on your Thursday morning.
Well, the deadline is tomorrow to be a part of helping solve what many call a medical mystery.
Some say that students and staff around the old Bayshore High School campus had a spike in cancer and autoimmune diseases. Was the ground tainted? Marla Spence is live now from the campus in Manatee County. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. More than 200 alumni have already submitted their surveys to the health department. Those former students say they fell victim of cancer due to contaminants at this school. Now, although the Manatee County Health Department says there's no evidence of contaminants, the department started a survey back in December, and that survey comes to an end tomorrow. The department will be looking through all of those surveys submitted, and in 6 months, a final report will be returned with this medical mystery, and if Bayshore is linked to this cancer cluster. Now, all alumni and staff from 1962 to now have until 5 p.m. tomorrow to submit their survey. At this point, it's too late to mail in the survey, so you have to submit it in person to the Division of Disease Control and Health Protections located at 410 6th Avenue East in Bradenton, and photo identification is required with each submission unless that documentation is notarized. Reporting live in Bradenton, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
For additional details on this story, check out our app. It's under WWSB or under My Suncoast at the App Store.
Well, new this morning, a date has been set for a historic meeting.
The leaders of North and South Korea will meet April 27th for the first time in the past 11 years. The meeting between the two will be held on the southern side of the demilitarized zone. The summit is being seen as a victory for South Korea, which has been pushing for relations with North Korea. No word yet when North Korea will meet with President Trump.
Well, today is National Vietnam Veterans Day. On this day, back in 1973, the last U.S. combat troops left South Vietnam, ending almost 10 years of a military presence there. And back in 2012, President Obama officially declared it as National Vietnam Veterans War Day. And later on this morning, a special event to honor those veterans who served will take place right here at Patriot Plaza at Sarasota National Cemetery. Here's a live look right now at the plaza. That ceremony starts later this morning at 9:30, and it is free to the public.
And a quick reminder, one of Sarasota's most scenic roads remains closed today. Work is underway to put a temporary fix on an erosion issue on Casey Key Road. Two cabana structures, as you see, recently slipped into the water because of the severe erosion there. Crews from Sarasota County will spend at least the next 2 days working to fix the project to protect Casey Key roads and the homes from further erosion.
We have identified about 300 feet of severely eroded shoreline, and we are installing a series of tiered sandbags.
It's a very big issue because the erosion is coming into the road, and pretty soon it will wash away the road.
Now, Sarasota County officials say Casey Key Road should reopen sometime tomorrow.
One local hotel is getting a big new facelift and a new name. The Baymont Inn and Suites on the Tamiami Trail is going to be transformed to a 4 Points by Sheraton. Now, the developer first submitted plans back in December of 2016, and they were approved. But the city says developers still need to apply for a building permit before official construction can begin.
A big break in a 12-year-old cold case in Manatee County. Sheriff deputies have made an arrest in a homicide investigation. Back in 2006, Jose Rodriguez Lozada was shot to death on 3rd Street West in Bradenton. Well, detectives say Zarmo Rosario was a person of interest in the case at the time of the shooting. And now, because of new leads, detectives arrested Rosario and charged him with murder. Detectives believe the shooting was drug-related. A former Bradenton bail bondsman will spend more than 8 years in prison for cashing stolen and fraudulent checks. This is James Jean Rene, who deposited, they say, more than 100 U.S. Treasury checks for tax refunds or veterans' pension benefits into bank accounts for his bail bonds company. They say he stole over $850,000 from victims. Jean Rene was found guilty of conspiracy, theft of government property, and identity theft as well.
Well, solar jobs are looking bright. The Solar Foundation says jobs here in the Sunshine State, ironically, are on the rise. The organization's 2017 census shows that solar employment declined almost 4% around the country, but jobs in 29 states, including here in Florida, have actually increased. Now, our state has added 330 new jobs in that sector. Happening today, Sarasota County is holding another flood zone workshop. It's going to be at Elsie Quirk Library in Englewood from 10:15 until noon. Those who attend are going to learn about flood risks, zones, maps, regulations, and the most important, mandatory insurance purchase requirements, and why flood zone maps are continuously updated. We're still about 2 months away from hurricane season.
A 100-pound loggerhead sea turtle is once again enjoying freedom thanks to Governor Scott and the staff of a turtle hospital. His name is Dusenberry. He was found off Key Largo last December near Molasses Reef. He was floating and unable to dive to get food. The turtle was treated for an intestinal impaction and nursed back to health before the big release. The Turtle Hospital has treated more than 2,000 injured sea turtles. Love seeing that.
That's right. Well, not only do fruit wines taste pretty good, turns out they're kind of good for you after you indulge. With flavors like orange and pineapple and mango, there is an endless supply of grapeless wines to choose from. And the best part, they don't give you a headache. The fermented fruit is actually pressed and tannins are eliminated. And those tannins are what actually give drinkers headaches and flushing and those fun hot flashes. Well, Florida Orange Groves Winery in St. Pete, they offer 40 different kinds of blends, as well as wine slushies, which sound really delicious, and wine pouches, which sound like a fruit box for adults. The fruit also offers health benefits like potassium from bananas and antioxidants, cranberries, a little vitamin boost, in that precious glass of vino.
You seem excited by this.
I really like the story a lot. This says a lot of good things in my head.
6:39 right now on your Thursday morning.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your First Alert weather and traffic. And
if you didn't grab a Mega Millions ticket this past week, you still have time. When we come back, we'll have details on that one. But first, beautiful picture out there, way out Clark Road at the National Cemetery. Today is National Vietnam Veterans Day, a very special day in our nation's history.
That's right. And later this morning, a special event to honor those veterans who served. This was the day that we actually pulled our combat troops out of South Vietnam. Ceremony is going to take place right here at Patriot Plaza at the cemetery. Here's a live look at it. And that ceremony starts at 9:30, and it is free if you want to attend. Oh, what a beautiful shot that is. John Scalzi, what's the weather going to be looking like later on today?
Temperature in Saigon is 105 degrees. We're looking at beach forecast today that calls for some very pleasant conditions. The daytime high will be in the 80s, mostly sunny skies. Perhaps the wind's a little bit less during the last half of the afternoon when you're going to enjoy your sunset, but winds for the most part will be picking up just a little bit out of the southeast to south during the bulk of the day today. The only place where we're seeing any red tide at all in the air is Gasparilla. Otherwise, the midweek report shows all our area beaches are free from red tide during the sampling that occurred earlier this week. So great news there. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event and shop the area's largest selection of 7-passenger vehicles. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or get off-road capability with the comfort of an SUV in your new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Drive away in a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at nationalguard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, temperature's mild compared to where we were yesterday at this hour. We're at 61 degrees. Yesterday we were at 57, so clearly we've warmed just a little bit over the last 24 hours thanks to the southerly component to that easterly wind. Now south and bringing up a little moisture. The dew point has risen up to 58. It was in the mid-50s yesterday morning, and that allowed our temperature to cool just a little bit more effectively. So with that moisture in the air, the heat is retained a little bit better, and so we have 63 at Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Bradenton, Mayaca 62, Northport 64. Venice, you've got 65, so do you in Inglewood. Longboat Key has 67, and inland temperatures cooler, coming in the lower 60s. Today will warm nicely, I think, up to about 76 degrees by noontime. For your lunch break, everything looks pretty good. By the time you get to 3 p.m. this afternoon, we'll have topped it out at about 81 degrees under mostly sunny skies, and you'll notice the winds will have picked up just a little bit. In fact, it'll be kind of breezy out there on open waters. And then this evening, 74 degrees. And a beautiful, beautiful sunset in store. So taking a look back to the west, this is the big weather maker for the weekend that we'll be watching, and it really won't be that big of a weather maker for us, but it will be introducing a slight rain chance for us over the weekend. One thing you may notice on this 24-hour loop of the radar returns, big thunderstorms still rumbling in parts of Texas. In fact, severe thunderstorms this morning near the Houston area. But watch how quickly in the last few frames the storm system, which is really confined to Texas, starts to all of a sudden move pretty rapidly toward the east. This frontal boundary is finally accelerating just a little bit, and that'll bring it into the Florida Panhandle by later on tonight into tomorrow morning. And that will start to introduce the rain chances into the state of Florida. No rain for us today, though. We're dry as a bone. This is the flooding potential that exists due to these showers and thunderstorms that are ongoing. The thing is, these strong thunderstorms that I just pointed out that are occurring currently in parts of Texas and Louisiana, the energy for those storms is lifting off to the north and to the east. And so when the frontal boundary itself finally makes its way into our area, it'll be in such a weakened form that we'll barely eke out rain chances. But we will get a few showers around, maybe even a thunderstorm, but nothing severe. High pressure today builds and brings us that south wind flow. Now, the combination of the approaching frontal boundary and the high located just off the mid-Atlantic coast is producing the stronger wind flow out of the south today, and that's why it will be a little bit breezy. So, mild, even though it is breezy, and then rising humidity thanks to a southerly flow, and then showers probably starting on Friday as that frontal system approaches. Late in the day Friday, I think most of the day will be just fine, but late tomorrow night into early Saturday morning, we have a chance at seeing some showers as that front basically stalls out over central Florida. And then because it stalls out, because it doesn't sink south and clear the state, we're left with this kind of moisture pool of air that kind of hangs around high humidity air. And so with a little daytime heating on Sunday, we have another chance at seeing some rain showers around, maybe even a thunderstorm. So south wind at about 15 this afternoon, decreasing to about 10 during the overnight. And the forecast looks pretty good, I'd say. For today, we'll have a temperature of about 81. Same thing tomorrow, but then late in the day, we'll introduce that rain chance, which lingers through Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, it clears out. Looks pretty good for Saturday evening. And probably Sunday morning as well, but then Sunday afternoon, slight chance, again, at an isolated shower or thunderstorm, mostly inland, I think. These are going to be kind of typical summertime showers. And then as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we stay warm and dry. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Taking a look outside, your first alert traffic out there this morning. The roads are starting to get a little more busy around this time of the day, as is usually the case, especially some slowdowns on 301 and 70. Now, we do have a construction note to tell you about right there on State Road 64. There is still some construction in that area to be aware of. That K Road is partially blocked at State Road 64. Now, if you're heading a little bit farther south and heading into Sarasota County this morning, starting to see your normal slowdowns, University, Fruitville, and Bee Ridge Road as well. farther south in the county, those roads are actually looking pretty smooth still out there this morning. They haven't, we don't have any reports of any big accidents or anything like that to see in those areas. It is 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, today, attorneys for 18-year-old Zachary Cruz will argue that he should be released from jail. Now, Zachary Cruz is the younger brother of Nicholas Cruz, who was accused of killing 17 people at Stoneman Douglas High School last month. Now, Zachary was arrested last week at the same school. He told officers he was there to reflect on the shooting. Trespassing in Broward County is typically punishable by up to 60 days in jail with a bond of about $25. But since it was the third time that he was caught at the school and warned, a judge set Cruz's bond at $500,000. And prosecutors also argue that he is also a danger to that community.
Right now, a little farther north from there, crews are fighting a brush fire near Daytona that has shut down part of Interstate 95. The fire has consumed 105 acres. Look at that video. No word yet if the flames damage any houses or buildings. The fire is now about 50% contained.
Feeling lucky? Well, you may want to grab a Mega Millions lottery ticket today. Nobody matched all the numbers, and the jackpot rolled over to more than $500 million. Billion with a B. The estimated $502 million prize is now the fourth largest in the 16-year history of Mega Millions. If there's one winner and they take the one-time lump sum payout, it's $301 million. Now, that next drawing will happen Friday night at 11 o'clock, and of course, you can get those numbers right here on ABC 7.
Happening today, the baseball season begins, and locally it starts at 4:10 p.m. in St. Petersburg. The Rays begin a 4-game series with the Boston Red Sox. For the 13th straight year, the home opener is sold out. It's the rest of the home games that you can still get plenty of tickets for.
Lots of tickets.
Yeah, sadly. Now, this is a tweet from the Rays this morning of the first ever home opener back in 1998. So this is the 20th anniversary, and they're going to pass out cowbells while supplies last. 20 years of the Rays.
That's well done. Let's go see it more this year. I love the Rays.
Still ahead, day's top 7 headlines before 7 o'clock.
And that includes a look at your first alert weather and traffic as you get ready for the day.
Here you see dawn starting to break there on the horizon. Pretty day. 6:50, you're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
All right, ABC 7 wants to make sure that you are ready for the day.
Here are the top 7 things you need to know. First, with John Scalzi's forecast.
So it looks pretty good for today. The winds will be up just a little bit. You'll notice that winds increasing. Humidity a bit higher as well. It'll still be warm right straight through the weekend, despite the fact that we do have a cold front arriving. That cold front stalls out without much incident, except it gives us slight weekend rain chances. That's your takeaway.
All right, number 2, a little issue there on State Road 64 at K Road. Otherwise, all clear right now on Suncoast roads. Also, Manatee County, our Marla Spence at number 3.
And the clock is ticking. Alumni of Bayshore High School who've been diagnosed with cancer have until 5 p.m. tomorrow to submit a survey to the health department to rule out whether this school is linked to a cancer cluster. That survey is too late to submit by mail, so walking it into the Division of Disease Control and Health Protections is your best bet.
Our 4th top 7, nobody matched all the Mega Millions, so the $502 million prize is the 4th largest in the 16-year history.
Number 5, the Solar Foundation says jobs in the Sunshine State are on the rise. Jobs in 29 states, including Florida, increased. We've added 330 new jobs.
Number 6, today is National Vietnam Veterans Day. Later on this morning, a special event to honor those veterans will take place at Patriot Plaza at 9:30 a.m. this morning.
And number 7, ever heard of better to ask for forgiveness than permission? Well, that didn't work out so well for Carl's Burgers chain. They tweeted they're having a Spielburger special this week in honor of Steven Spielberg's new movie, Ready Player One. And they tweeted out, we didn't exactly ask, but we think he won't mind. Turns out he minded a lot. Spielberg responded with, sorry guys,
yes,
and a cease and desist.
Spielburgers.
No Spielbergers.
Have a good day,
for you.
folks.
We'll
We're out
see
of
you back
time.
here tomorrow.